What would you say is the biggest problem that the creative industry in Cameroon is facing at this moment?
Do we actually have an industry? We have creatives, but we don't have an industry. We have few filmmakers, and the very good filmmakers that we have, they don't even have the platform to sell what they are making. If Netflix comes in Cameroon, with whom are they going to work with? If we are not working together as a group or as a real industry, we are going to lose at the end.
I know that you are into so many things, but mostly your focus is on communication for
Yeah.
development, PR, and all of that. Now, a few weeks ago, we were together at the US Forum, the Limitless Africa. Can America First be good for
For Africa.
Africa? And then there's been a whole conversation around that, but I kind of feel like if we are going to niche it down to our industry, which has to do with the creative industry, right? How do you think America can come in, or how do you think they can invest in the creative industry on a personal level?
I think before we want to invite or to open the
Open the doors
market or the doors to not just America, I mean to the
to
international
international
scene, we
partners.
need to make sure that we are actually well organized amongst ourselves. And that's one thing I feel like the creative industry in our context is still very much lacking on. People do a lot of things. We have a lot of creatives that do excellent job, but at the level of how we make it professionally is still lacking. I've worked with some creatives, and one of the main issues that I've noticed, or the main challenges that I've noticed that they have, is actually how to make the passion become a professional activity.
Yeah,
We are all in the passion, like,
passion
okay, I know how to
projects.
write, I know how to sew dresses, I know how to design, I know how to do this. Okay, how do you sell it? How do you make your passion to become a brand? And if we are not able to have that done, we cannot be sure that we are going to be open to the international market, because the international market is wide.
Yeah,
It is very, very wide. And if we want people to come in, we need to make sure
you
that
have
we
to
are
show them
set. Yeah,
something.
we are ready to welcome other people. If not, they
Yeah,
will come and take our craft and they go with it. That's, for example, what has happened with genres like Afrobeat.
yeah,
They came in the Afrobeat scene. Today, Afrobeat is not Afrobeat that we have known.
it's
You
no,
listen to
no.
Afrobeat music, you feel like it's R&B, or you feel like it's some hip hop genre.
Yeah, it's
And
been diluted.
yeah, and it's losing that authenticity.
Authenticity.
And I just feel like that's not what we want for our own industry. We need to
Absolutely.
work together to make sure that the creatives that we have today, they know exactly how to make their brands live for their own audience, which is our natural environment, before we can be able to open to the international market.
Yeah,
Plus, the international market is always open. It's
it's
not.
always
It's
open.
yeah. It's not
Exactly.
an issue of let's go and take them. They are there. They are waiting for us. They just want to see us. Actually.
Yeah. And I liked what you said about the markets are always open,
Yeah.
because we have seen creatives from here that have been able to go global.
Yeah.
But then when we are talking about on a larger scale, where we need the light being on us at the moment, like on a group level, like, okay, something is happening currently in Africa or in Cameroon,
Yeah.
right? Now, you've mentioned how we are so focused on the passion that sometimes we don't know how to turn it into something profitable or a brand.
Yeah.
Aside that, what would you say is the biggest problem that the creative industry in Cameroon is facing at this moment?
I think I will instead answer by asking a question like, do we actually have an industry? Because if we talk of industry, we mean we have people that are thinking ahead. We have collaborations between the creatives. We have a real value chain that is existing. We know from where the raw material starts to the final product, where we find our clients, where we find our customers, where we find, the whole industry is not yet set.
It's not
That's
set
what I
yet.
feel. I feel like 5 years ago, something around 5 years ago, we worked with Secoma Magazine, which is a media that I'm
Yeah,
contributing
okay.
to.
Yes.
We launched a fashion edition editorial, and then we included a lot of creatives in this industry. And most people were very surprised to see that the industry had all of these creatives. But then we don't know where they are. We don't know how they craft their work. We don't know where we buy their work. So I feel like we need to sit together actually as one and think how we want our activity to be, how we want our industry to look like. And today, I don't feel like we actually have a real industry. We have
Absolutely.
creatives, but we don't have an industry. That's my opinion, actually.
Yeah.
And to me, if we actually want to be like something like South Africa's industry, we need to sit together. We need to work together. Today, I feel like if I'm doing, you have a very nice program, you have a very nice podcast. For your podcast, you can actually have partners like that are fashion designers, makeup artists, all of these people that are working in the industry. But today, if you want to collaborate with a fashion designer, it's always very difficult because most of them, they don't understand the vision. They feel like, no, that's not what I want now. I need my money. I need this. You understand? So if you're not able to sit together and think of how we want to make the industry work, how we can collaborate and bring in each of our creative minds, I don't think we are going to make it. Yeah.
And it was a question I was avoiding about whether there was actually an existing creative
Yeah.
industry, because there's been this conversation over and over again. I'm talking about value chain.
Yeah.
I was having this conversation with somebody when I was like, okay, in the US, when there's a new project, there's this value chain of publicity that happens.
Yeah.
We know the shows they are going to appear on. We know the channels they are going to be on. There's this
It's so
seamless
smooth. Yeah.
there's this seamless publicity that happens, but here I feel like we don't actually have that.
Yeah.
Now, and even talking about, do we have a stable industry? How many people are willing to, pay to go and watch a film in the
Yeah.
cinemas today?
It is true. It's a very good remark that you are making, because actually, if you mention the film industry, do we even have cinema halls that are owned by Cameroonians that are promoting our industry? We don't actually have it. We are trying, and we are always waiting for foreigners to come. But when the foreigner comes in, he comes with his own morals, he comes with his own objectives. He's imposing the way he wants things to work for you, which is different for example, when you have an industry like Nollywood. When Nollywood started, they didn't need international investors. They
Yeah.
started with what they had.
The
That is
CDs
why
and all.
they were able to give the direction that they wanted to their own industry. And when Netflix came into Nollywood didn't actually need Netflix that much.
Yeah.
Maybe to touch a different audience, but the industry was already
was already
existing.
set.
We were watching Nigerian movies from childhood. We were always feeling like we knew Lagos from you felt like Lagos was just Bonamusadi here,
Yeah.
And today they are able to open to this industry more than before, and you see what they are doing with Netflix is impressive. But if Netflix comes in Cameroon, with whom are they going to work with? We have few filmmakers, and the very good filmmakers that we have, they don't even have the platform to sell what they are making. You see, so it's not something that is it's not really established. The value chain is not really clear as how are we making it to work. Where do we find the products that we are making? If I ask you, when last did you buy a Cameroonian movie? I don't even know if I ever bought a movie, because I don't even know where to buy it.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to buy them. It's the same thing for the music industry. We don't know where should we get the products from. Everybody's just doing his own on his own, and that's why we are the way we are today.
And I think another problem is how everybody wants to be their own boss to some extent.
Yeah.
So there's little like collaboration. Okay, we have similar ideas. How can we come together and be partners?
Yeah.
And I think I love what is happening now in the music industry. We have applications like Colorful,
Yeah.
where you can now buy music
Music.
on that. I think that's one of like the fantastic things I've seen. Like
Yeah.
you can support the artist by buying their music. But then in the other segments, I feel like there's so much potential, but it is not will I say, it is underutilized
Yeah.
to some extent, because it's not like there's no talent. But
Exactly.
now how we can be able to create something that is stable, so that we can be able to, export our talent on our own terms and on the way we want it. Because now there's the whole conversation of how can America come and help us. They don't want to help. They want to be partners. They want
Yeah.
a 50-50 thing. Okay, I'm giving you this. What do I get in return? But right now, if they want to come in, it's going to be like help again, that aid,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
like we are still supporting. And at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of compromise on our end, because of that need to be at the global stage. And the thing is, in few years to come, Africa is going to be the future. because
Africa is even the
it's
future.
already
You
the
don't even need to
future.
wait for a few years because it is clear
It is
that
clear that it's going to be the future.
today, when you see how the world is consuming African music, you understand that it's a big gap that we are actually feeling without even noticing that we are actually feeling the gap. Because we have all, it is clear that today, when you go to party, you're going to listen to Coupe de Calais, you're going to listen to Afrobeat, you're going to listen to Amapiano, and that's not just in Cameroon. In
Yeah.
Africa, it's all over the place. It's all over on the global market. You see some artists like Nigerian artists that are performing in Asia. That is huge, and it's because they were ready for the international market. To be honest, I don't think Cameroon's industry is ready for the international market, because today, if we open, we are going to lose the control of our craft, actually, because if we let investors come in, they are coming with their own objective. They are coming with the way
Absolutely.
they want our industry to be shaped. We have seen that with one of the big majors that came into Cameroon, and then they just started signing with all the urban artists, musicians, and stuff. And just a few years later, we didn't see any result from that because we were not ready for that. You mentioned collaboration and partnership. I think that is where we need to start from. If I know how to do something and you know how to do something, how can we come together and make something bigger? Why is it that I need to be working on my own, you are working on your own, and then we expect somebody coming from the exterior to invest on what we are doing? If we are not working together as a group or as a real industry, we are going to lose at the end. And I
Absolutely.
think that is what we are seeing today with the music industry. Most of our artists are trying to copy other genres. I don't have any problem with that, but I feel like if we want to copy other genres, we need to make sure that we include our own identity inside. We cannot be doing, you cannot be a bigger French rapper that somebody's that learned to rap in France, in the streets in France, or in the streets in the US, in Brooklyn, or all those things. You cannot. You learned your rap from Bonamusadi. What is the identity of people that are living
What's the
in New Bay,
story?
Bonamusadi? How do you do that? And one of the few artists that do it really good, you see how they are internationally known. It's not always like, let's open the doors for people to come in. If people are coming in, what are we giving them? What are they going to see? If we don't work on that exactly, I don't think we are going to be benefiting from this investment that will be coming from whether it's America or
Or
wherever it's going to
wherever.
come.
Yeah. Thank you for watching this clip from the Quoi Neuf podcast. If you want to watch another clip, click here. If you want to watch the full show, click here.